How to create threats in queen endings. Have you ever wondered how to create threats in queen endings? This is a fascinating area of chess that can turn the tide of a game. Let's break down the key concepts and techniques to help you master this skill. First, controlling key squares is essential. Position your queen to dominate critical squares around your opponent's king and pawns. This limits their movement and opens up chances for you to attack. Next, consider the activity of your king. Bringing your king closer to the center can significantly enhance your position. An active king can help create mating nets or support your pawns in advancing. Speaking of pawns, creating and pushing passed pawns is a powerful strategy. A passed pawn can force your opponent's pieces into defensive roles. Always support your passed pawn with your queen and king to maximize its threat. Now, let's look at specific techniques to create threats. Forcing checks is one of the most effective methods. Use checks to drive your opponent's king into vulnerable positions, ideally toward the edge or corner of the board. This can lead to mating threats or force your opponent to play defensively. Another technique is to look for forks and skewers. Your queen can often attack two or more targets at once, such as the king and a pawn or the king and the queen. This tactic can win material or force your opponent to make concessions. Distraction and decoys are also useful. Create threats on one side of the board to divert your opponent's attention. This allows you to advance a passed pawn or attack another target elsewhere. You should also be aware of Zugzwang. This is a situation where your opponent is forced to make a move that worsens their position. This tactic is especially effective in queen versus rook or queen versus minor piece endgames. Avoiding perpetual checks is vital. Position your king safely, often behind a pawn shield or near your queen. This helps you steer clear of scenarios that could lead to draws. Use your queen to block or threaten the squares from which checks can occur, forcing your opponent to abandon their attack or lose material. To apply these concepts practically, study theoretical queen endgame positions and patterns. This will help you recognize winning methods quickly. Memorize common tactical motifs and mating nets involving the queen and king. Practice calculating long sequences of checks and counterchecks to avoid falling into traps. Use your queen actively to control space and create multiple simultaneous threats. This will force your opponent into defensive moves and increase your chances of converting advantages into a win. Creating threats in queen endings is all about combining strategic control of space with tactical motifs like checks, forks, and Zugzwang. By supporting passed pawns and avoiding perpetual checks, you can significantly improve your chances of winning. Regular practice and study of queen endgame theory will help you spot and execute these threats effectively.